Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. And yeah, I'm doing this contest. So I'm going to talk about that in just a second. This episode hopefully won't be that long because I'm taking it pretty light today because I have some other things to work on today. So yeah, that's where we're at on that part. However, before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. All right. Got that part out the way. And also, you may hear my little space heater in the background. I got that going. For those, my longtime listeners, you already know the deal. I don't like to turn on the thermostat. I don't like to turn all that stuff on. So yeah, which by the way, my electric usage has been really, really low lately, and it's been kind of interesting because I thought I had been using more electricity, but apparently I haven't, because I get like the little weekly reports. That's what the energy company does, which is pretty cool. But I digress. So I mentioned before that I was considering doing a contest, and I was working out the way to enter and all of this other stuff because I thought it would be a two-step process to enter, but I just decided to do a one-step process to enter. And I mentioned to you that I would do like gift cards and things of that nature. So here's where we are at on this. I set up a page, which is a separate link, where you can enter your email address to sign up for the mailing list. And that's what this is about. That's all that is required to enter this contest. And the link is in the details section of this episode. And it will be in the details section of every episode going forward. And I will randomly, from time to time in the month of December, pick someone and say, hey, you know what? You won a $25 gift certificate to Best Buy, or you won a $20 CashApp, or you won a $5 gift certificate to Burger King. Don't sleep on that, because Burger King, when they send those coupons, $5 goes a long way. Also, you know, or you've won a $100 gift certificate to Neiman Marcus. So I'm doing this contest just to get back. All of you have been so supportive of me, and I sincerely appreciate it. I appreciate the listens. I appreciate you taking time out of your day just to listen to me. Just like I said with the Spotify, if you listen to the episode, you have to go back a little bit. But if you listen to the episode, my year wrapped in 2021 with Spotify, there were 8 listeners out of several listeners. But there were 8 listeners specifically that listened to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast more than any other podcast. And that just blew my mind. And to those 8 listeners, again, thank you for that, because I have a good number of listeners. I average about 65, sometimes 100, depending on how many episodes I put up and what I'm talking about. Sometimes I may even average up to 200 listeners a week, which is pretty decent. And that's awesome. The listenership per episode is just different because all of my listeners have different taste, is how it works. Not everyone wants to listen to the tarot card readings. Some people only want to listen to the lucky numbers, or some people only want to listen to the news or whatever. And that's fine. I'm cool with that. The whole point of this show is to be an escape place for people who want to get away from all of the other stuff. So when I do the wacky news stories, when I do the tarot card readings, when I do the listen to what I made, which I haven't forgot about the pound cake. I'm eventually going to get to that. Hopefully that episode will be done next week. And the sports stuff and any other thing that I have discussed, love readings, whatever, you know, take your pick. The only thing I don't discuss is politics, because this is a no politics zone. And I know how polarizing it can be with the world that we live in today. So that's why with the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, I want a plethora of stuff to offer to the listeners and also the watchers. Just like, you know, I've started doing videos more like I'm doing this video right now. And it affects listenership on the types of videos I put out. But across the board, I have a very large listenership. With that being said, I'm thanking all of you for listening to this podcast, because without you, there isn't a Keeping It Real with KC podcast. There just isn't. And I appreciate it. Also, like I said, I'm not really a holiday person. For my longtime listeners, my Firebirds, you already know the deal. I'm not really a holiday person. You see, I'm talking about a Christmas with KC, and I'm not wearing like a little Santa Claus hat or Christmas attire, or there's not Christmas stuff in the background, because it's not that serious to me. Not on that level. Now, I love cheesy Christmas movies. I love those, which I'm about to buy some more of those. But it's not my thing. However, I know that it's the holiday season, and I know that there are people who would like to participate in the festivities, where are some people who might have overspent, because that's something that's going on right now. Everybody's in debt, myself included, and I'm fine with that, because the American dollar is probably not going to be worth that much anyway within a year or two. Because long story short, the only reason that the American dollar is, we're able to do what we do in America, which 90% of my listeners are in America, the other are all across the world. But the only reason America is able to do, and not to get too much into politics, but the only reason that America is able to do what it does with spending so much money is because the American dollar is the world's reserve currency. As soon as that goes away, it's a wrap. So, just saying. But I digress. So for those who may have overspent, or for those who just want to participate in the festivities and have some fun with Christmas, and would like to be like, oh, I got an email, hey, I want a gift certificate, or hey, I got, $15 sent to my CashApp, or something of that nature, then I would love for my show to do that for you. And that's why I'm doing this, is anything that can put a smile on someone's face. Because if someone sent me a gift certificate, I don't care what amount it's for. It can be for $1. If someone sent me a gift certificate, it's going to put a smile on my face. If I get a $25 Best Buy gift certificate, I'll be like, whoop, okay, thank you. Let me go get me a DVD, or let me go get this, or let me go get that. So I get it. And that's the whole point. It's not just about using money to put a smile on your face. The whole point of the show, even though I talk about tough topics sometimes, is still to put a smile on your face. The whole point of the show is also to get you to think, to use your thinking, use your critical thinking skills. Don't like or hate something because KC said to like or hate it. Just think about it. That's all it is. But mostly, it's a good time over here on the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. And that's how I want it. And that's why I'm doing the Christmas with KC contest. So again, the link to sign up for the email list. And once you sign up for the email list, and I'm not going to spam you to death because I can't, while I'm talking about this, and I'm probably going to unsubscribe today. For Bed Bath & Beyond, if any of my listeners work at corporate at Bed Bath & Beyond, you need to stop sending so many damn emails. Because I promise you, I get about 5 emails from Bed Bath & Beyond every day. It's like you buy from them and you're like, okay, well, yeah, go ahead and let me know when the sale's going on and all that other stuff. And then you get like 5 emails a day. Honey, what is there within 5 times that you can tell me that you couldn't tell me within one time? What changed from each email that you are like, okay, well, this is on. Okay, you can't pick a certain point of the day and just say, okay, this is what's on sale. That's it. Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. All right. I digress. So I'm not going to spam you to death. What you will receive when it comes to emails, obviously you'll receive a notification if you win something in the contest. But also what you will receive is an update on things related to the Keeping It Real with KC show or things related to KC Phoenix. The updates will not be going out daily. I'm going to tell you that right now. In the words of the great philosopher Sweet Brown, ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not going to be sending you emails every day because, first of all, I don't have the time for that. Second of all, I wouldn't want to receive an email update every day. That's dumb. Just saying. So, if you receive an email from the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, it will be random. It might be like maybe once a week. Or maybe once every 2 weeks. It just depends what's going on. If it's something that I feel is worthy to put in an email and let my Firebirds, because I feel like for those who are joining, they're my Firebirds. They're the ones who are truly supporting the show, who are joining the email list. And it's something where I feel is newsworthy to my Firebirds to say, hey, I'll be doing this with the show, or this is happening, this weekend. Or either I'll say, hey, this episode with this person is up that I may have done. Let's say I do a Conversations with KC. And I think it's a really cool episode. I might say, hey, don't forget to check out, me having an interview with such and such, doing a Conversations with KC episode. Or something to the effect of, oh, well, this is changing on the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. But no, I'm not spamming you to death. So you don't have to worry about that. Because I know some people are like, okay, if I join this email list, is he going to spam me to death? No, because it's not that type of party. But yeah, that's what it is. I will go ahead and say it for those who are listening. Give me a second. I have to look at it. Hold on. I'm scrolling at the bottom here. Okay. So the email link, and I'll eventually customize it and combine all of this stuff and put it under the KIRWKC.com site. And do that, because for those who don't know, because I've noticed that a lot of people have been listening to, because 18% of my listeners listen to the show, 18 or 17%, listen to the show via Apple Podcasts. About 10 to 11% of my listeners, which is the second most, listens to this show via web browser. So that's letting me know somebody's typing in KIRWKC.com and listening to it that way. I mentioned this before, I'll mention it again. KIRWKC.com, what it does is it points to the Anchor podcasting website. That is what it does. And it will take you there where you can listen to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast episodes. However, what I will eventually do is have the KIRWKC point to a totally different website where you have access to the podcast in that website, but also people who want to sign up for the email list, they can do that. And then also, if I feel like blogging or doing something of that nature, then you can read the blog too. I just want to make sure that it is mobile phone friendly, because I'm the type of person, and you know what? I was thinking about this morning. Let me go ahead and go into this for a second. Because one of my pet peeves, because I was thinking about it on my editor. I don't know if anybody has heard of Wondershare Filmora. That's what I use to edit my stuff. They just did an update, and they always do this. There was this one time Wondershare Filmora had everything was so smooth. And when you did the conversion or whatever, after you made all the changes and stuff, it happened in the snap of a finger. After they did another update, it slowed down again. And I'm just like, dude, it was perfect before. Why did you make all these changes? And just recently, yesterday or the day before yesterday, I had to do another update on the program. And they changed the thing again. And I'm just like, it was better the way it was. Why did you change it when it was more user-friendly before the update? And I honestly feel sometimes, I was talking to my brother back a minute ago, because my brother and I, we don't talk that often. I love him, but we don't talk that often because we don't have much to talk about. But I was saying to my brother about positions in companies, where sometimes people just create positions in companies just to say they have the position in a company or whatever. They just make up positions. I feel like that when it comes to technology and updates. Sometimes they do updates just so they can say, oh, we did an update, when really everything was working fine. What was the point of doing an update? Everything's easy breezy. It's all good. How many are you receiving? A bunch of complaints? I want to see the receipts, because before the update, it was easy breezy. After the update, now you got all of this other stuff. Everything's switched around and done this way and done that way. And it's just like, fix the little bugs and things like that. But the aesthetic of everything, how about you just keep that the same? And maybe update it 10, 15 years from now. Do it like that. But an update every few months, it's like, oh, we got to change this every few months. And oh, we got to change that every few months. And we're going to move this over here. And we're going to move that over there every few months. It's not that serious, dude. It really isn't. I honestly feel like sometimes people do these things just so they can have some type of importance, where if they don't do something, they'll feel like they're not doing their job. And to feel like they're doing their job, or to feel like they have some type of value, they're just going to come out with these changes and do this. Just saying. I don't want to do that to my listeners, where they type in KIRWKC.com one day, and then it goes to a different site, and then the layout is all clunky and it's not user friendly for a wireless phone, which I have a feeling most people listen to this on a wireless phone. I know a lot of people listen to the podcast on iPhones. I know that too as well. If it's not Apple Podcasts, then they're listening to the podcast on an Apple iPhone. So I don't want people to open up their iPhone, or to open up their Samsung, or to open up their LG, or to open up their Motorola one day, and they're typing in KIRWKC.com, and then they go to something that's all clunky, and it's like, okay, how do I get to the podcast on this page now? No. So I want to make sure it's right. So for right now, I have a separate link that you would click on to sign up for the email list. For now, that link is www.subscribepage, so subscribe and then the word page together, .com/Y as in Yahoo, the number 1, Y as in Yahoo, the number 8, A as in alpha 8. I'll say that again. www.subscribepage.com/Y as in Yahoo, the number 1, Y as in Yahoo, 8, A as in alpha, 8. So, www.subscribepage.com/Y1Y8A8 is what the link is. And again, that link will be in the bottom in the details section. You can copy it and paste it somewhere, and then it'll take you to the landing page. You'll see the Keeping It Real with KC logo, and then it will ask you to put your email in, and you'll join the email list. Once you join the email list, you will be entered for the contest. And then as the email addresses come in, I will randomly pick some, and then you will receive a notification saying that, oh, you won this gift certificate. That's why you need to make sure your email is correct. Make sure everything's correct about your email, because if I send you a gift certificate, it will, I'll give you an example. One of my friends, I sent him a $100 Express gift card, and I sent it to the email address, but he hadn't used it because he was waiting for Black Friday. But I didn't know that. And then Express emailed me and said, hey, we sent this gift card, but they haven't activated their gift card yet. So that's what I'm saying. Make sure you enter in, you double check the email address that you enter in, so you know that you're going to get the gift card if you win. Because if anything's off and I just send off the gift card to the wrong email address, I'll get a notification and it's going to be like, okay, I guess I got to pick a different email address now. So yeah, but that's what's going on. Christmas with KC contest. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to the email list. That is it. And once again, I will not spam you. You have my word on that. Okay, let me get going. I got some stuff to do. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.